What's up, family? It's your girl Danita Faith, and welcome back to another reaction video. If you are new here, welcome, and if you've been rocking with me for a minute, what's up? It's so good to see you. Before we get started, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and click that bell notification one good time so you know when I post new content. And also follow your girl on the socials. Now let's get into this video. So we are here with episode 5's recap of Temptation Island, and you all are going to notice that I'm not using the visual aids in this video, but if you like that I include the pictures, let me know in the comment below and I might add them back, but I'm going to see how this is as well. Also, please note, there's going to be a lot of back and forth between the villas this episode. It was like a ping pong match, you guys. So I'm going to be like, girls villa, guys villa, so just bear with me. But we're going to start with the bonfire first, and we have Corey's videos. And he just sees Erin and Shaq talking on their date. Shaq saying how he has qualities that Corey doesn't have, like being more compassionate, more open. And Corey admits that that's probably true. He could be a little more emotional in the relationship with Erin, give her a little bit more in that regards, but it's something that he knows he has to work on. Then we go to Kendal's clips, and Kendal just sees Jesse talking to the other single guys and basically saying how Kendal kind of puts this pressure on Erika to bring more to the table, and Kendal's like, yeah, I do that, but I know for a fact Erika is a giving, loving person, so she probably is giving 100%. She's giving her all, but it's not enough for me, and maybe that's because we're not as good of a match as we thought. So Mark is just like, so is there anybody in the house who you are matching with? And he's like, but we all know he's matching with Miss Alexis, okay? Then we have Julian, and Julian sees Kristen just talking about her dad seeing him being disrespectful while on the show and like his past infidelities, and he's just like, dang, this girl is still stuck on this cheating. Like, why? I've proven time and time again I'm not that same guy anymore. But like, Kristen has every right to feel the way she feels in that regards, but sis, if you do want to stay with him, you're gonna have to move on. Like, you gotta let it go. You can't constantly keep bringing it up, especially if he is proven to you that he's trying to be better, which I think Julian is. I mean, he swerved the whole lap dance, and that was very timid compared to what Kendal doing in the house, okay? Then we have Thomas, and he just sees Chelsea and Tom in the confessional being very flirty, very drunk, and he's a little bit upset because he's just like, she called me out on being flirtatious, but yet she gets to do it. Like, I don't, what's the tea? What's the tea, sis? And he's upset by that, and the guys agree. They call her a hypocrite. They're like, that's not fair for her to say you can't do it, but she can. So they're like, if there's somebody in the house that you feeling, Sophia, go for it. And I think my man Thomas is... he also feels like they might not be compatible, so we might see a single Thomas while he's in the villa. Then we go back to the girls' villa, and we see Erika. She has her strong black woman face on, like, I'm good. And everybody's like, okay, well, we're going to have a good time if you're good, sis. So they decided to have a whole party to lift her spirits and the other ladies' spirits from experiencing the bonfire. And we do see Chelsea and Erin talk, and basically Chelsea admits that she has been friend zoning Blake, but she doesn't want to do that anymore. She wants to feel those feelings for him and just see what it could be. And Erin's like, sis, go for it. I mean, Thomas is exploring on his end, so you might as well do the same, because maybe you all aren't as compatible as you thought you were. Then we see Kristen just talking about how she doesn't trust Julian because of his cheating, and basically that she doesn't even know why she's still with him. So my boy Julian, I hope she's still at the end. I got hope, I got faith. She's gonna still be there, but right now, I don't know, Kristen might be walking out the door. Then we also see Tom and Erika kind of dancing, flirting, and he's letting Erika know that he's feeling her, and Erika's like laughing it off because she's just like, you flirt with everybody in the house. Like, any girl who shows you attention, you're flirting with them. So Erika doesn't pay him much mind, and Chelsea, who kind of does have a little crush on Tom, realizes that Tom might not really be here to make genuine, long-lasting connections with the ladies. He might just be here to party, and that's not really what she's looking for in a partner. Then we go to the guys' villa, and we see Alexis and Kendal just connecting over their night in bed together, talking about the future. Alexis is smitten. She's ready to just walk from this whole thing with her man. She already knows she got it in the bag. But I don't know, sis, Kendal might switch up on us and pick somebody else or try to stay with Erika. So I think we still have a little ways to see if Alexis is going to get her dream of him at the end of this. Then we see Julian, and he's in his room crying, you guys. He's crying. He's upset because he just feels like, dang, I'm about to really lose the love of my life over some BS that I did. And I'm not that person anymore. So he's hoping that Kristen sees that he is trying to be respectful in the house and not like get too flirtatious or too touchy-feely with any of the ladies, because he does want to marry her and have kids with her. Like, he wants her to be the mother of his children. So I have hope for them. Then we go back to the girls' villa, and we see Blake and Chelsea talking, and we also see Erin and Shaquille talking, and they're just like letting them know that we're gonna like explore these relations. We're gonna see what it is. We're not gonna friend zone these guys anymore, because Chelsea was, you know, talking to Tom and Erin was talking to Evan, but I think they're both realizing that they have a stronger connection with Blake and Shaquille than they did with the other guys in the house. And then we see Erika, and she's finally letting that strong emotional wall that she kind of put up after the bonfire, she's letting that drop. And she's crying to Kristen, and she's just letting her know that, like, I feel humiliated. Like, he's treated me like crap for 2.5 years. He's put me down, made me feel less than, and now he brought me on national television and made me look like an idiot. And Kristen admires her vulnerability. She's just like, I couldn't do it. Like, I don't know if I can let people know exactly how I feel from my heart. So clearly there's some stuff going on with Kristen that she hasn't let the ladies or really anybody in on, but I hope she does, so that way she can move forward in her relationship and with her own self internally. Then we go back to the guys' villa, and we see Tula talking to Thomas, and Sis is just like, if Julian won't wiped up, honey, that would be my man. And girl, I don't even blame you. Julian looks good. So Kristen, girl, you better snatch him up, because them ladies want him. Then we see Mark show up, and Mark basically lets the guys know it's time to get rid of the dead weight in the house. If y'all ain't connecting on a strong friendship or like romantically, they gotta go. So the guys decide to get rid of 3 ladies in the house. They get rid of Lauren, Katrina, and Isabel. We've seen Lauren and Katrina a little bit, like very slightly. I think one had a date, the other one was in a confessional kissing with Alexis. So we've seen them a little bit. But Miss Isabel, sis, where you been? I didn't even know there was an Isabel in the house. So that goes to show you what impact she made. Sure, she's a sweet girl, but we unfortunately didn't see a lot of her. And the guys didn't either, so that's why they sent her home. Then we go back to the girls' villa, and they're doing the exact same thing, and they decide to send home 4 guys. They sent home Trent and Rocky, who we just talked about last week. They were kind of pushing that whole narrative along with Tom about Blake being fake, but I guess it didn't work out because Chelsea is still very much into Blake. So it didn't work. But they're sending them both home. They don't really feel a connection, don't feel like they're really there to explore and see what could be. They're just like frat boys. And Trent calls Erika and Kristen out on being with guys who cheated on them, but like he ain't really had nothing else to say. He just wanted to get one word in before they kicked him out the house. Then we see them tell Tom that he's too much of a party boy. He's here for a good time, not a long time. And they're all here trying to grow and establish true, genuine connections. So Tom just isn't for any of them. And then Evan, he has this whole spiel about how he was really trying to get to know Erin, who I'm pretty sure he calls Erika at the beginning. And then he's just like, I'm trying to get to know you, but it's cool. It's fine if you want to go back to your driver boyfriend, then by all means do what you want to do. But whatever. You all aren't going to be happy in your relationships anyways. And he calls them out, and they're just like, see, that's what we're talking about. Like, you got very deep and emotional with us really quick after we had that whole issue with the champagne, but now you're like shading us and you can't even get our names right. Like, clearly you weren't really here to get to know us. You were just here to have fun and make friends, and that's fine, but like, it's time for you to go. So take your best friend Tom and y'all dip. And then we see the guys back at the villa. So we go back to the guys' villa, and they're having a taco night, and we all love a good taco. And they're just talking about how the vibes in the house are good after they got rid of the dead weight. And they're going to have a good time and just see where the night takes them. And the girls kind of feel the same way over in the girls' villa. They're like, you know what? We've gotten rid of the people who aren't really trying to do this experience for real, for real. Let's just have fun. So the girls end up having a glow-up party that the neon paint all over them, which I would love to go to a glow-up party, you guys. I would love that. It seems like so much fun. But they're having a great time. We see Erin and Shaquille dancing, laughing. She's letting her guard down with him. And she also lets him know that she was kind of pushing him away just because she was still trying to figure out her stuff with Corey, and she still very much wants to figure that out, but she also wants to be open to whatever is happening between her and Shaquille. And like I said, y'all, Shaquille's smitten. He in love, so he is so excited that Erin has finally like let those walls down with him, and it's just like being open to what could be. And then we see Chelsea and Blake talking, and she lets him know she doesn't want to friend zone him anymore, and she truly wants to explore and get to know him because they have so much in common, and he just brings out a side of her that she enjoys seeing. So we'll see how those two relationships play out. We go back to the guys' villa, and like I was saying, they were going to see where the night took them, and it definitely took them to a place they weren't expecting. With all the alcohol flowing, the ladies are skinny dipping in the pool, they're making out with one another, and Alexis and Nicole end up making out, and Alexis asks Nicole if she wants to come back to bed with her, and Nicole's just like, yeah. So they go back to bed, but they go to Kendal's bed, and they end up getting in the hot tub first. They're flirting with Kendal, and then they all make their way to the bed. Kendal comes to bed with no pants on, so we all already know what's about to happen. They start exploring each other's body parts, and they just have a great night. Great, wonderful time. The next day they wake up and Nicole has no regrets. She's like, that was great, we just had some adult cuddling. Alexis is kind of just like, wasn't expecting that to happen, but like, I ain't mad at it, you know. And Kendal was just like, I kind of like Nicole and I want to take her out on a date, but he also knows that Nicole and Alexis are good friends. So it's about to be a little love triangle drama throuple situation happening with that, and I'm here for the drama, so I can't wait to see it go down. Then we go back to the ladies' villa, and they're just having Sunday fun day, a little grilling, a little mimosa action, and Erika is still trying to process everything that happened with Kendal and Alexis. So I can definitely tell that my good sis is struggling. She's trying to keep a strong front, but sis is struggling with everything that he is doing in the house. And Kristen lets her know, like, I'm here for you, girl. Like, if you ever need to talk about anything, I got you. And Erika's just like right back at you, like, I got your back as well. And now we are having the bonfire already. I'm like, dang, we just had one. So the girls go first, and we start off with Chelsea, and she sees Thomas in the car with the guys, and the guys basically calling her a hypocrite, and that Thomas needs to explore the ladies in the house. So then we see him and Sophia having a great time on their date. Chelsea isn't really fazed by it. She's just like, that's Thomas being Thomas. I'm just learning by each bonfire clip that we aren't as compatible as I thought, and that he can do him and I'm gonna do me. And then we see Erin's clips, and Erin basically sees some of the ladies talking about her relationship with Corey, and they're kind of discussing how she takes advantage of him, and that they all think she brought him onto the show to just break up with him. And she's heated. She's just like, these girls don't know me, y'all don't know my heart, you don't know how I feel about this man. I do love this man, so first off, watch your mouth. Like, that's how Erin feels. And she's basically just like, I love him, and I know that me bringing him onto the show, I could very much lose him, and I'm realizing that it wasn't necessarily us being opposites that I was like pushing myself away from. It was the fact that this was somebody who truly loved me for me, and that scared me. So she knows she has to like figure out that within herself before she can really truly move forward with Corey, or anybody, honestly. And then we go to Erika's clips, and of course, you guys, they always do a girl dirty. She sees the threesome clip, and at this point she's just like, this is my new norm. Like, it's who's like seeing who's gonna sleep with Kendal next. Like, who's next? Go, 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 go. Like, who's getting in his bed the next night. So she's over it, and I think she's really just realizing, like, I'm about to be single. Like, if he's single now, I'm single. So she's definitely emotionally pulling herself away from the relationship. And then we go to Kristen's clips, and she sees my boy Julian in the room crying by himself. And that's it. That's the clip. That's all she sees. And she starts to kind of get emotional, and she's realizing, like, it hurts her to see him hurting. And she doesn't even know that he's crying over her, but like, it hurts her to see her man like that. And she's realizing, like, she has to work through these internal battles that she has going on, so that way she can be better for herself and better for them in their relationship. And so Mark is just like, well, what's going on? Like, what's holding you back? And she gets very quiet, and like her body, like, you can tell she's like, she's battling something. There's something very heavy on her mind. So Mark comes over for the first time really and comforts her, and he's just like, what is it? Just say it. Like, tell us, what is it? and she admits that her brother recently had an overdose and died, and that she has not processed his death at all. And that's pretty much how it ends. It ends with her getting emotional about that. So I'm hoping next episode we hear her kind of talk a little more about it, and that the ladies in the house, that they are kind of there for her and they help her get through that process so she can finally start healing from it. I mean, you all who have lost anybody, a family member, a sibling, you know how hard it is to go through that process, and grieving is different for everybody. So I do hope Kristen is able to use this time to truly like process that loss in her life, so then that way she can be ultimately a better person in the end. But that is my recap of episode 5. I do hope you all enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments below how you feel about this episode, where you stand in regard to the couples. Have your mind changed at all? I still have hope for my longevity couple, Kristen and Julian. Corey and Erin, maybe, but I think Chelsea is on the Blake train, and Erika's on the Jesse train, Kendall's on the Alexis train, and Tom's on the Sophia train. So I don't see them all getting back together at all. But who knows? Anything can happen. But please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also follow me on my socials. And I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day. And I'll catch you next time.